What is going on, guys? AZ Gaming is back to you with another video, and it's definitely been a very long time since I uploaded a COPS video. COPS, today's topic. Is COPS dying? We can definitely kind of judge on how the game is doing just by how many games we can see or how many rooms we're able to join at one time. I remember back in like 2015, 2016 days, the game was flooded with new players. The game was flooded with current players, and now not so much anymore. You could literally go in at any time of day, you know, at like 4 o'clock in the morning. You were able to join so many rooms, and it's crazy to see how I just go in there and try to find a room, and I'm basically playing against same people, and there are only like 1 or 2 rooms open. And I will give them benefit of the doubt. Maybe the rooms are full that I'm not seeing, or maybe they're just asleep. Maybe they're busy because, you know, it's becoming towards end of the semester. You know, people are doing tests, people are studying, whatever, and maybe they're just playing on different servers, or maybe they're, like I said, rooms are full, or whatever the reason might be. But that doesn't excuse the fact that I can only see a couple of rooms open. Granted, I only play on Canals and Plaza and only Diffuse, but usually when I do that, I would able to see at least like 10 maps, right? Or matches, right? I would actually able to scroll through them and pick one. And at this point, I'm not able to do that, and it's kind of crazy to see how quickly this game became popular and just how quickly it might be dead. There are a couple of things that I really want to touch on that kind of led to this. First of all, I want to talk about this. Can we stop making games that are in beta into an esport? Please, please, please. Any game developer that is trying to make an esport game, please finish your product before you actually try to put it into a competitive scene. We don't have, you know, games that are halfway finished, right? Like, let's think about it, right? So some guy thought it was a fun game to hit rocks with a stick. So they decided to make up some rules down the road, right? Eventually, it became baseball. They finished the rules, they dropped the rules, they figured out everything they were allowed to do and how the game was actually played. Then it became an actual sport. Can we stop making games into a sport before we actually get all the rule sets and everything to work properly? That is something that irks me beyond belief, because if you look at games like H1Z1, you know, PUBG's basically been going through the same thing. PUBG been trying to push for competitive scene. Oh, Rust is another big one. That game been in development for like 4 or 5 years. I don't think it will ever release, and they've been trying to push for competitive scene on that game for so long. And it is good to have ambition to make it into a esports competitive scene, but I think you should finish your product first. Like I said, turn the game into an actual organized sport before you turn it into a major league sport. That's something that is so atrociously cringy to me. It doesn't make sense, you know. The other thing is, can we stop making games so serious? What I mean by this is, let's say, you know, I don't like watching NASCAR because it's boring to me, but I do enjoy watching people crash their cars because it's funny to me. Whenever, you know, I first kind of emerged on the scene as far as playing COPS back in like 2015, it was fun to me to mess with people. The game was fun because I were able to do all kinds of stupid shit and get away with it. Whenever, back in the day, they actually used to have 2 flashbangs that you were able to hold. I figured out it would be a great time to find people who streamed or either on YouTube, Mobcrush, or Twitch, join their games and flash the shit out of them and record their live reaction. And I thought it was the hilarious thing, and it was hilarious to me and many people that actually enjoyed that kind of video. And many of them actually tried to ban me. Like, they actually tried to copyright my videos and yada yada yada, even though none of their content is copywritten. What is your FDIC, bro? What is your FDIC? Anyways, then I would get banned, and I wasn't stupid. I was making false accounts that just would go in there, and I would go and play. And because they're streamers, because they got quite a few people watching them, they would have moderators playing with them, and they would go in there and they would first off kick me off, and then I would join again. They would ban me, and I would go and create more accounts, and they would ban me again. And I'm pretty sure I made B&H quit playing C-Ops. I know I made him quit streaming it, because he even said so himself that he will not stream this game because of me. So eventually I got Yuri's attention. He is like, your videos are funny, but you can't do this. If you're gonna continue doing this, I'm gonna ban your main account. And that is something that really pissed me off, is because the amount of money I spent on that game is borderline ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and it doesn't make sense why any logical human being would do that, but I did because I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed opening shit, and you guys seem to enjoy watching it. But he said that, and I'm like, okay, whatever, but it just doesn't make sense to me. It's a video game that is meant to be a form of entertainment. Whenever you have no rules of service, the terms of service, you don't have rules of the game, how to play it or how not to play it, or the things you can do and can't do, how can I break rules that you don't have in place? It's kind of like breaking a law that doesn't exist yet. Like, how are you gonna do that? That just does not make sense, like, at least, draw out the rules that you can make. And apparently what he said is that I'm tarnishing their brand, I guess, like, people will stop streaming it because I'm flashing them on stream, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't get it. It's a video game, trying to have fun, fuck off. And for those guys who don't know who Yuri is, I don't know if he still is, but he was a community manager for C-Ops. He was this bold Russian dude, and yeah, it was fun to mess with him. It was fun to mess with people, and eventually I just kind of got bored of it, because I was afraid that they were actually gonna ban my actual account, and then I would just spectate other people doing it. And the way I would do it, I would actually run 2 tablets. I would do it myself, but I would spectate myself on the second tablet that was being recorded, and it was a fun way to go around the system. And they didn't catch on about that until I get bored, and I would do all kinds of random shit. And the other thing is that I believe is killing this game is the inconsistency in the updates. Back in the day, you were actually able to predict when the updates would come out. They would always come out either on Tuesday or Wednesday, usually like the first week of a new month. They would release them monthly. They would release new things, new content, new new updates that would look cool and whatever. Now they take months. Like, they take several months to release an update that's not really much there. There's no new content, there's no new substance, it's just a new number. And as this game is getting closer and closer to the point of the actual full release, I don't even know if this game is even gonna be popular once the game comes out. I think it's facing the same fate that Rust is, that H1Z1 is, and at this point, Fortnite is kicking PUBG's ass, and PUBG just released, even though the game was popular before actually fully released. But let me know what you guys think about this whole topic, right? Is C-Ops dying in your opinion? I know a lot of people got burnt out on it. I know a lot of people got bored of it, and I've seen it many times when people say like, oh, this game is boring now. Oh, you can't really do anything, blah blah blah. The game is boring. I don't like this game anymore. And I think it's facing this kind of the same fate as MC5, but MC5 kind of had different problems with it. And C-Ops was MC5 killer, and I don't know what's really gonna take place of C-Ops. It possibly is gonna be Fortnite or PUBG, and considering rules of survival is not gonna be there for much longer, hopefully it will be. Hopefully PUBG will fuck off and stop suing the company that possibly ripped them. I mean, they ripped him off, but come on, man. When rules of survival is much better at being PUBG than PUBG is at being PUBG on mobile, don't be mad, just step your game up, bro. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely drop it a like. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of videos I wanted to do. Maybe I can do like these rant videos like once a week on like topics that might have pissed me off or some funny shit that might have happened. Anyways, if you guys are curious into what I'm gonna do next, definitely hit subscribe and hit the little bell, because the bell thing is kind of important, because YouTube is fucking stupid. YouTube need a competitor, man. Anybody who can code a website, work on the YouTube competitor, man. That is gonna be a gold mine, because YouTube definitely needs to be put back in their place. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.